Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. I'm here with Mary Glass. She's a 40-year resident of Arlington County, but more importantly, she is the founder of ATAG, Arlington Tree Action Group. One of the founders, right? That's correct. Anyway, thank you for being with us, Mary.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us.
Well, you're doing some heroic work and you've got a lot of information to share. So let's start at the very beginning. Tell us again a little bit about ATAG.
Well, ATAG got formed a little over 2 years ago by some citizens who were passionate about the problems with trees disappearing in Arlington. And so we got together and decided that we were going to try to push action to preserve and plant more trees. And our goal is to network with people, individuals and organizations such as the Audubon Society and the Tree Stewards to try to get together and make that action happen.
And so what kind of results or reaction have you heard from people who are learning more about the importance of our tree canopy, how it affects air quality, how it affects ground temperatures, and definitely stormwater? What are you hearing?
Well, we found that the community is very concerned about trees and very invested in trees. They see that as part of the Arlington image, and they want us to make sure that bad things aren't happening to the trees. Developers coming in and clearing trees, even county projects that are coming in, removing more trees than need to be done. And in the process, we've been able to educate and bring together a lot of good information from a lot of organizations, such as the American Lung Association, identifying critical ozone areas here in Arlington. And trees are a major factor in trying to reduce ozone levels.
So I do know that there is an initiative to try to plant more trees, but help people understand why the mature tree canopy is so essential. I remember we talked a little bit about comparing it to the Amazon. Tell me how you feel about that.
Well, I think a lot of people look at places like the Amazon because there's so many trees there and it's such a unique environment, and think that an urban tree isn't as important. And in fact, it functions just as a tree in any place in the world. And in our case, we have a lot of mature trees that have a great value as far as stormwater retention, keeping the heat island effect down, energy costs, and air quality in particular. And if you look at a mature tree and what it can do, just as an example, one 31-inch mature tree, which is a good-sized tree, can soak up more than 11,000 gallons per year of stormwater.
Wow.
If we go and plant a tree, of course it's valuable, but only in the long run. In the first year, it can only soak up 51 gallons. So we need to switch our thinking about trees a little bit more. Planting certainly has been very popular, and it's a good approach, but preserving trees is even more important.
And it makes me think about the Dawn redleaf that was taken down last year, and there was no protection legislatively, or there was just nothing citizens could do, although they fought passionately. What can citizens begin to do to make changes, not just here in Arlington, but in Virginia, and really raise awareness about the importance of preserving the tree canopy?
Well, I think the Dawn redwood was a good example because it was a state champion tree. It was not just another tree on a lot. And the ATAG group organized people from the local Citizens Association, neighbors, ATAG members, to try to raise this issue. And we took it to the county, and unfortunately, they did not stop the development, but a report came out of that, identifying what the issues were and how we needed to solve some of them, including using the Chesapeake Bay Ordinance more effectively and using permitting and having citizens come out and take action. And so we're really encouraging people to come out. I think the next 6 months are going to be very important. There are going to be several good opportunities for people to make their voice known.
And it's so great that you're curating all of these voices. There are some legislators that are doing some important work as well. Tell me about that.
Yes. In fact, ATAG has been meeting with Patrick Hope, one of our local delegates, and the county quarterly, along with some developers, to try to come up with good ideas on how to stop unnecessary tree removal in private development. And Patrick Hope has a bill now in front of the legislature, and David Bolivar, also a representative who covers part of Arlington, has another one. So ATAG is making the information about the legislation that's coming up, when it's coming up, when to go to the very important committee meetings where decisions are made on whether to forward that bill to the floor. And citizens can really have a bigger effect than they know. Even just sending a letter or an email can have a big effect to get the attention of the legislature.
They just need to have the information, and they need to know who to go to as a reliable source. And ATAG is certainly that, as our tree stewards. Tell us a little bit about the urban forestry plans that they have in our area.
Well, right now we have a very dated urban forestry plan. And it's going to come up for review and rewriting this year. And so that's a great opportunity for citizens who are concerned about what and how they want the urban forest to look like, to come and let their feelings be known. And you'd be surprised, going to one of the urban forestry commission meetings, it's a very small group, very friendly, and citizens come in and talk about their particular house or their neighborhood and the problems that they're having. And the Urban Forestry Commission really wants to hear. They really want to understand on the ground what's happening to people.
And they also want to help people understand the importance of, even on their own lots, what they can do to maintain and even develop around existing canopy. So how do people get in touch with you to learn more information and certainly to support the work that you're doing?
Well, I think the best way is to email us, arlingtontreeactiongroup@gmail.com, or go to our website, arlingtontreeactiongroup.org.
You're definitely putting a line in the sand. So
Yes.
I want to thank you so much, all of the ATAG members. I want to thank you for coming to see me. Come back.
My pleasure.
All right.
Anytime.
Wonderful. And thank you, viewers, for watching this edition of the Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to the news desk.